Oh, welcome back my gardening friends to the end of June 2023 allotment tours of plots 1 and 3, and I'll try and do a little bit of harvesting and little jobs, just quick ones, just to make it a little bit more pleasing. We've looked at the giant vegetables this month, so why not have a look at the June 23 playlist, which will be on the end screen, and an update on the secret raffle. There's 4 videos in June with secret raffle in the title, and in the description are the codes. You need the 4 codes from those, and then you can then send me a request for a raffle ticket, and I'll be doing another video soon on all the raffle prizes that could be available to the winners, and I'll decide then how many raffle tickets will win. Some people have already sent them to me, so if you've already got the 4, then why not apply for a raffle ticket. So we've already looked at some of the compost that we found this month, and I've picked some more up today. I just got back with the trailer, so I'm going to have a little look at this and see how many pots we've actually got. So some of them pots was 20 litres, some 22 litres, so conservatively we've got about 220 litres of cocoa coir, which it's got plenty of root in it. That won't matter, we can always use that as a mulch. And we've got ourselves 3 of the snippers. Why the hell did I end up buying these? There's a name on one of them. Oh, hang on. Made in Japan. That makes a change. So I've got 3 of those. Clean them up. I did find one earlier, but out of all them pots, they've still got 3 little pruners there. They must have money to waste, but no, thank you to the unscrupulous compost dumpers from the cannabis farms. Some are professional, some are non-professional, and we'll make sure that plastic goes into the municipal, so it isn't out there in the country lanes rotting away with animals getting trapped and all those horrible plastics leaching into the ground. So I've done my little bit. So this month's total, including the 400 litres that we got earlier on in the month, takes us to 33,640 litres, roughly, underestimated, in however many years. I started collecting in 2014 with a little 20 litre pot. So a great addition to any growing spaces, mixed with other things of course. So we've took 2 crops of comfrey, and this will be the last grow before we leave it be, so it's got plenty of time to build itself, and we've got more than what we did last year. I've been taking the comfrey from this tank, which we steep, not the concentrate, and the tap's broken, so we'll be emptying this drum, and we'll be sticking to the concentrate in the future. It takes up less room, and once this is stopped flowering, there was a bumblebee somewhere, or a pollinator enjoying the comfrey. I like to always leave one lot of comfrey so that they can come and enjoy, but this will be the next one. Once the other one starts to flower, we'll cut this one down, and then we'll give this one more grow before we leave this one. We've got this manure bin full, and as you can see how it's settled, we'll have to top it up again, and as we collect the oh by gum, look at that, liquid gold. So this is pure concentrate manure from the horse and donkey poo, And what I'm hoping to do, because of COVID, the pandemic, didn't collect any manure for safety reasons and transport, etc. I've got 2 bays, with the second bay filling up nicely using cardboard, and there's some heat coming off that. And what I'll do in the future, I shan't use any now till next year, but I'll only use 1 container, and then it'll be rotted down for 2 years, similar to what I did with the leaf mould. I used to leave my leaf mould for 12 months and then harvest it, but then I left it 1 year to go for 2 years. We was without leaf mould for a year, but by gum, I've paid dividends now with what I get after 2 years. The rain started to fall again, which is doing the strawberries the world of good. Oh, good dear me, that's embarrassing. Another weed. Why do weeds grow even if they don't get rain? They ought to start growing plants that'll live without water. But strawberries haven't been as good this year. So I'm going to put some in the cabbage cage where they were before, when we got a glorious crop, especially where the ones that are now that have volunteered at the back of the cage with their roots into the wood chips. Single seed potato challenge. Steve sent us 1 potato, and these are doing well. Just having a quick look, checking for any signs of blight, and these have just flopped down a little bit. Just always on the checkout, and nice thistle there. But we've had some volunteers growing within the potatoes. You can see there the signs of a comfrey plant, and on plot 3 we've got some sort of gourd growing. That'll be a mystery. We'll let it carry on, let it grow. We moved a bit of water about. This roof structure needs more barrels, so we've got 4 running off there. Wasn't enough, it was overflowing where we had that 6 inches of rain in that week. I've added another barrel there, and we've added another 3 barrels to that. I believe I've got 2 more waiting for me to collect, and when I rejig all these beds where the Condor giant potatoes are now, we'll just stack a few more drums there to make sure that we don't lose any water when it does rain. I haven't fed anything in the greenhouse. It's the gravity rainwater guttering system, and they do look rather healthy. It's my homemade compost, so we don't need to feed straight away. There's plenty of little goodies in there. I don't add nothing. My homemade compost is as it comes, but as we know, we will need to give I need them snippers. Why am I using my fingers when I've got those? I can have a pair of snippers everywhere now, once they've been cleaned up, ensuring that there's no germs on them. I'm going to get busy again soon, so we may have to restrict what we do. I've put quite a few videos out this month towards the end, just to catch up, and there's a few more to come in July. I think I need a bigger cage for my giant veg, and you can see there the beet leaf miners having a good go, and covering them up of this month. We stopped all that rain from going onto the vegetables to actually make them split. And that's a parsnip, believe it or not. That's what happens to a parsnip if you give it plenty of food. I'm reluctant to scrape anything away. I want it to be a surprise. A few caterpillars on there, but you might be able to get the enormity of some of these giant veg now. Well, this volunteer of the golden raspberries, that has run under the manure bin from here. We took it out and I put it down the other end, but I don't know whether it survived or not. But as you can see, another good healthy picking of raspberries, and of course we always tend to eat as we go. Excuse me. We moved loads of potatoes over to plot 3. I have got a new neighbour apparently, so hopefully at the weekend, by the time you watch this video, that'll all be trimmed down. And opening it all up, I'm managing now to get at all the sticks of rhubarb, and we're trying to get 3 nice heavy sticks, taking the small ones to stew up. Every time I come, I try and get these canes under the strapping, the old strops. Just makes it that bit easier to walk. That one's not quite long enough. If you don't get much longer, I'll hack it off. But look at the blackberries. The weather has been kind to some things. Some things are done better than others, with all the rain and heat, humidity, etc. The white currants are almost ready now. I'm reluctantly just holding back. The caterpillars, the sawfly I believe, on the gooseberries, I tackled that just by giving the bush a good shake. All the caterpillars fell on the floor, and it does seem to have stopped them. So every time I come up, I just give it a good old shake. That'll stop them eating the leaves and spoiling the crop. Again, I didn't pick anything yesterday, and yeah, you turn your back, and by the time it's like that when you've been one side to the other. And I think this is the most enjoyable part of the gardening, not listening to motorbikes racing around, but having those excuse me moments. Excuse me. Lots of things have gone to seed, as these some of the ooh, come on, think, no big labels on this one. I'll have to have a little look. Just come to me as I switched you off. It's the bull's blood beetroot. Still taking a few leaves, but we need to clear those so that the lettuce gets room to grow. Same here, and we've got plenty of chard elsewhere. These are all hearting up, been taking a few leaves, and we planted some saved HYECHO F1 seeds last year, and you see some of them are growing. So that worked out. Even if we just get a few carrots, they might not be the same variety because they're an F1, but nothing wrong with saving seeds from an F1. It just doesn't mean to say you're going to get what you actually planted. Giant sunflowers for Malvern, for the granddaughter. Hopefully we get a nice one. Harvest all the onions. We popped a video in before the actual harvest, so you actually saw a video of some of the onions that I thought had got white rot and how we're going to deal with it. I need to support these Wilco red onions. Let's get some seed off those, start growing stuff from seed again. There's the gourd, not sure what it is. Go on, take a guess, my friends, in the description. That's the other volunteer from my homemade compost. Could be a melon that we eat at home, you never know. Lots of successional sowing. Difference, oh my goodness. Now that's just a week. Dear me. See, what I don't want is for the carrots to get this big and take them off, and then they just flop over, just like that weed has. Okay, need to spend some time in here. What a difference a few days can make with this lovely natural rainwater. So we've placed potatoes different places all around the allotment, so if we get blight here, it doesn't mean to say we're going to get blight on the potatoes elsewhere. Look at the cabbages. So for those who are new to me, don't forget, please consider subscribing, and don't forget, guys, before you go, thumbs up or a thumbs down for the interaction. Just helps my videos get to other people that haven't seen my madcap ideas, etc. Is that just water lying in there? Look, ain't plants good? The rain will fall on that and then it takes it to its stem and roots. But there's a mixture in here of Red Bull beetroot, Crispus F1, and whatever else has me trying to hold the net up so that I don't get a wet head. Now, for anybody who's followed me, this bed was the temporary compost bins, and look at it, guys, we've got potatoes growing, we've got tomatoes growing, and we've even got some sort of chard here. Unbelievable. Maybe some stray seeds, but we've got all sorts in here, and because it's so compact and everything, but happy with those, and looking forward to seeing what we get. Can't believe it. No point weeding now. Well, the bees have done a good job, and all the seed pods there. Loads and loads of volunteers all around the allotment where the birds have picked them off and pooped them out, and they just grow everywhere. Jerusalem artichokes there, keeping them well watered. They've been drying out quite quickly. The sweet corn, I think that's incredible. We planted those first. They were all sown at the same time, but because I held them back in the pots, I decided to plant them, but looking very good and healthy. This was an old cabbage bed, and the kale that we purchased, the red kale, curly kale, red boar, F1, shop bought, couldn't help myself. Beetroot, guys, look at that, that was absolutely flattened to the floor with the rain, and a few weeds popping through, not many, not gonna grumble with that. Ladybird larvae, they do look ugly before they turn into ladybirds, so be careful you're not to squish them. And these beetroot are probably about ready now, so I can pull these out, and I've got another sowing in of the silver skinned onions, and these are the eating parsnips. You can see the difference. These haven't been fed because you shouldn't feed roots. They've put the roots right into the bottom and feeding off the liquid manure that we saw earlier, that I put a pipe in and just feed down the bottom, so they have to go and fetch it to bulk out the stems. I am proud of my parsnips and carrots. These are the onions that didn't go to seed. They're bulking up nicely now. Very happy with those. Some of the peas, Bill and Ball's pongos, Thompson & Morgan's sugar snaps. Nick the gardener, he sent me some Hendrick snow peas, and there's the radish that we're saving, and we popped in some of this lettuce. It seems to go quite tall, don't know what it'll be like, not grown it before. Long roots, growing a bit. Never complain, some things will always do better than others every year. Didn't waste the spare cucumbers, we've put those outside there with the the Gold Rush courgettes. Another couple of inches and that'll be in my lunchbox. And again, there's the other plant. I normally only want to plant, you only really need one. There's a few more growing there, but take them small enough, they're so much nicer. And some of the melons that we've done, a lot of these beds were had green manure, and so nothing else added, and we've planted melons, etc. We stuck a tomato in the middle of that one, and there's another lot of potatoes, and some of the carrots must be ready. It's just going a little bit yellow there, and these are the last sowings that we did. Just need to find out whether the wick system on these is working okay. So in a previous video I called this one Colleen. I've changed my mind about Jason now, so Colleen's over there, we're going to call this one Jason now. And as you can see, this one's going uphill, not so much round. It's got quite a big head on it, no pun there of course, but everything in here is looking lush. Again, nothing's been fed at the moment, and we're desperate to tie things up, and I'll be doing a little video on how I sort some of these things out. Turn your back and these side shoots are there before you know it. I've just had a little look round, and this is the size of the cucumbers that I like to take. Ideal for one's lunchbox, if it makes it that far, excuse me. You can't beat the taste of a fresh homegrown cucumber. So we'll see how this gentleman gets on with plot 2. He's in between my plots 1 and 3. I'll give him some encouragement, make him come on my YouTube, see what I've been up to. But please remember, thumbs up, thumbs down for the interaction. Please leave me a comment, join in with the comments, give the comments a thumbs up, and have a good old chat. We learn more from the comments than we do from me or any other creator. There's some good creators out there, but the smaller channels are always very interesting too. So why not pop and see Jason and Colleen at Clive's Conundrum Allotment. They will comment on my videos. He's about one of 2 that's watched every one of my videos, and that's over 1,200 videos, so well done to him. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta for now. Don't forget the secret raffle.